Chucky saw.
Batman! How'd you get here?
Your angel of death awaits.
You ain't the Bat! Who are you? What do you want?
I want you, Chucky boy.
What's going on, my beautiful DC brothers and sisters? It's your boy, The Truth 31. Hit like, subscribe for all that DC goodness on your face, neck, and chest. And man, this is some damn good DC goodness on my face, neck, and chest. And of course, I am reviewing Tom King's Batman Catwoman. And you know, Tom King is a polarizing writer when it comes to Batman. Now, I've read most of his Batman run. I've liked it. I've enjoyed it. Some books I really liked, some books I didn't, but overall I thought it was a solid interpretation of what Tom King thinks of Batman, and I enjoyed his run for the most part. So coming into this, I was excited, but of course a little nervous because I didn't know what to expect. But this book is phenomenal. First of all, it features one of my favorite underrated villains, and that's Andrea Beaumont, and of course that's Phantasm. And if you don't know who Phantasm is, what's wrong with you? Go watch the animated Batman Mask of the Phantasm. Great movie. And of course, you know, the art, I got to say this, the art by Clay Mann, great name, sounds like a porn name. But his art in this book is absolutely jaw-droppingly beautiful, gorgeous, phenomenal. Like, I love his art style. Like, his art style. He also worked on DC Trinity Rebirth. Go read that book. Go pick up that book. And his art is all over that. And it's phenomenal. It's great. I love the way he draws Bruce Wayne. I love the way he draws Andrea Beaumont. Just sexy, beautiful. I was getting a little turned on reading this book. It's like, I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I was just like, because the way he draws Andrea Beaumont and the way he draws Catwoman, especially in certain scenes where, you know, Bruce Wayne and Catwoman have a relationship, like a sexual relationship in this book. And this book is rated M for mature, by the way. But I was just like, damn, bro. Like the way he draws Catwoman in lingerie, I was like, woof, bruh. Stop it. Stop. What are you doing? So this book is interesting because obviously Andrea Beaumont meets with Bruce Wayne, and the plot of the story is her Andrea Beaumont's son, Andrew Beaumont, has gone missing. So she asks Bruce Wayne to go find him. And obviously, you know, Andrea Beaumont knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman. And in the next page, we see Selina Kyle, an older Selina Kyle, meet up with an older dude. And you're like, wait a minute. It's like, what the hell is going on? And then you realize over the course of this book that, you know, this book flash forwards in the future. So we see a story in the present, and then we see a story in the future where we see like an older Catwoman. And then by the end of this book, you find out who this older gentleman is. And you're like, what the hell's going on? It's like, this is crazy. So the course of the story is Batman and Catwoman going on this, you know, and it sets on, I forgot to mention, this book is set on Christmas night, by the way. So it's Silent Night, Deadly Night. That's the, you know, motif that's going on, you know, surrounding this book. Silent Night, Deadly, you know, shit like that. Not Deadly Night, but you know what the song is. The old Christmas classic. So, and what I love about this, it also features like old school like animated characters, like from the anime cartoon. Like it features the Sewer King. Now, if you love Batman the Animated Series, you remember the Sewer King. Like he was prominent in one of the episodes. I was like, holy shit! Like Tom King actually brought back like one of the classic like classic villains, like a C-list villain, into this book. And he also introduces Catwoman wearing the old school Batman animated series gray Catwoman costume, which is awesome, by the way, and I loved it. Like, that was so cool that Clay Mann and Tom King actually did that, and he also manages to inject the purple Catwoman costume, which is awesome. And of course, this whole book is about, you know, their love, you know, for one another, for Batman and Catwoman, and that is the extension that we got from, you know, the Batman Rebirth series from Tom King, because this whole book is really heavily prevalent on the relationship between Catwoman and Batman and their love for one another, and which is like surprising because we find out you know, during the event of this book that, you know, Catwoman goes to see one of the mafia guys, and she wants to steal something from him, but she finds him dead. And who killed him? the Joker. So the Joker and Catwoman have this weird like relationship going on in this book, and Joker's like, yo, like you're a villain, so I know about your relationship with Batman, so why are you having sex with Batman when you're a villain? Like this doesn't make sense. It's like I think you're confused on who you are. And of course Catwoman's like, like shut up, like I know what I'm doing. So, because in this book, like Catwoman is a villain and Joker is a villain, and the fact that they have this, they know each other and have this relationship with one another behind Batman's back makes it really interesting to see what's going to happen in the future. Because I don't think Batman doesn't know anything about this relationship. So, of course, over the course of the book, they're trying to find Andrea Beaumont's son, who's Andrew, and they go to find the Sewer King and to beat the shit out of him. And of course, we find out that Batman and Catwoman find her son, and of course, when they find her son, her son is sprayed with the Joker toxin, and they find him, and and he has like this big white pale face and a smile across his face, like this big grin, and we find out that Joker killed Andrea Beaumont's son, which is like, bro, which is crazy. And I love the fact that this story is a continuation of Batman Mask of the Phantasm. Like they actually acknowledge past events from that movie, which is, again, I love when DC sticks close to the canon of like the old movies and animated series. That's awesome. I was like, oh shit. So now once we find that the death of her son, and we find out during the flash forward events, that there's a huge spoiler, by the way, we find out that Batman died. Like Batman's dead, and Catwoman meets, and when Catwoman meets the older gentleman, we find out that older gentleman is the Joker. So we see an old Catwoman and we see an old Joker, and Catwoman kills Joker, which is fucking phenomenal, because now she's like, now I can kill you. So there's like big mystery of what happened, like who killed Batman, like how did Batman die? Because at the end of the book, we see Andrea Beaumont open a casket. I think it was the casket of her mom's, because she goes to the graveyard and she opens up the casket and she picks up the Phantasm costume. So we're led to believe that Andrea Beaumont may have killed Batman as revenge for, maybe she thinks that Batman killed her son. I don't know, but it's fucking crazy. Like, this book is phenomenal, and I highly, highly recommend this book because it's crazy. But anyway, those are my thoughts. Smash that like button, my beautiful DC brothers and sisters. Subscribe, hit me up on Twitter, Instagram. Let's continue having a DC conversation as always. Support DC, love DC. If you read this book, let me know in the comments down below, like, what did you think of it? Like, to me, I thought it was awesome. It's a nice cliffhanger, and I think we got to wait till next year for the next book, so that's fucking sucks. But overall, great book, and I can't wait to see what's next. But as always, truth out.